The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The drive will start with an option going left. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. First carry now for David Montgomery, and he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down. The Bears sit 5-3 now on the year, and they come in playing some pretty decent football, 5-3 over their last 8.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
From the 45 on 2nd down, Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney. And he's got another 1st down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 43. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 43. They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet. And he'll be brought down at the 27. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
Fields tapping it forward, jet sweep. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
Fields going to get this to Montgomery, and he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Off play action, Fields. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them, and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched them on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
Tua now on first down. Throw left side here, complete to the tight end, Gesicki. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Well, this defense for the Bears, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers. 3 of them, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
That's complete. Once again, it's Gesicki. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. The 20. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown. What a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. 4-4, their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or are they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately, to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They fake the handoff. Now Tua. He's going to look deep down the field. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Javon Holland coming up to make the stop.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Fields. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's 3rd down.
And this is what you've got to do against a quarterback like him. You've got to keep him in the pocket and not let him get to the perimeter, because once he gets outside, that's where he can really hurt you.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. The throw for Claypool is intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
And cycle.
After the turnover, it's Tua. Gesicki hauling in the quick throw. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is picked up by the Bears. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, my friend, this has certainly been a comedy of errors here in the first quarter. Neither side able to really hang on to the ball.
Yeah, now I'm just curious to see which team can adjust, because both have made their mistakes, as you said.
Yeah, and whoever can do that can seize firm control of this game, something they haven't done with the ball so far.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll take over after that pretty clutch forced fumble as they begin inside their own 5-yard line. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a 2nd and about a foot. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 2 yards is the pickup, and the Bears are going to get a first.
So right after the defense gets you the ball on a takeaway and a fumble recovery of their own, you've got to reward them, don't you? You've got to stay out on the field, give them a chance to rest, and how about doing it the way they did it, running the football and picking it up on 3rd down.
They would not have wanted to go 3 and out. They avoid that right there.
Yeah, they avoided the glares as they went back to the bench, didn't they?
And he finds enough of an opening to get this one back up to his 20. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. These two teams all tied after 1. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Play action. It's Fields. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
The Bears on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3. Here's Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Fields to Komet there for a Chicago first.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Fields on first down. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. A play fake, now Fields to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Jalen Phillips able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Jalen Phillips was second among rookies with 8.5 sacks in 2021. And the Dolphins, they believe he can be their first player with double-digit sacks since Cameron Wake in 2017.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now Fields. He's going to air one out. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A huge play there for Chicago. 64 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers nowadays. Doesn't matter what spot they start in, but when it actually does happen in the heat of battle, brings me right out of my seat.
On 1st and 10, here's Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Fields now to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. But Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback.
My buttons ain't working.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now it's Fields. Open man is Komet, the tight end. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they take the lead here now at 10-7. With some complimentary football there. One side, your defense forces the fumble, and then they drive it down the field. Now, obviously, Charles, they wanted the touchdown, but at least they were able to drive it down and get 3 out of that.
Yeah, now we'll have to see how the other sideline responds, because they had plenty of time during that field goal to think about that fumble and how they were going to react. What are they going to do when they get the ball back and try and make things a little bit better for their team?
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And they are back down to 500 following the loss last week. Consistency has been a real issue for them so far.
Brandon, you almost don't know what team is going to show up every week. I mean, there's no consistency with this ball club at all, and if we feel that way, I know it frustrates the coaching staff, and it also has to frustrate the key leaders in the locker room. They got to figure out how to get coordinated.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
So now factoring in the face mask, here's 1st and 10. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And going deep for Hill. He's got it inside the 10. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 39 yards there, a big one.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 52. On 2nd and goal, Tua. He's got it. A touchdown-saving tackle there. Now it's 3rd and goal. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal. Tua going to throw. He's got his tight end long. Touchdown, Miami. Hunter Long, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys have now moved out in front. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the lead is now 14-10. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November, but they would be a wild card team. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to get it back here just past the 35. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
Here we go, set, red, cycle. Ready?
Play action, now it's Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. So now after the sack, Tua and the Dolphins staring at a 3rd and long. Going to the air, Tagovailoa. He'll get this to his tight end, Gesicki. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be fourth down.
Brandon, a good idea there on third down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And they won't get a chance to bring this one back. It goes out of bounds back near their own 20. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And with a little under a minute remaining, we'll see if they want to try to put a drive together, possibly even take the lead here with a touchdown. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. A really good pickup of 28 yards. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number one. From the 50, here's Fields. And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their fourth pick of the game. Instead, second down.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Dolphins touchdown. Well, they matched their opponent's pick six from earlier. Those are some crucial points that may prove pretty consequential as to how this one plays out.
And Brandon, I think now we're not just watching how they move around the field, but we're checking their psychology out a little bit, aren't we? Because that defense, they're about to go right back out with all the momentum on their side. As for the opposing offense, you wonder if there's going to be some hesitation to lean entirely on the passing game to try and mount a counterattack.
Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
He'll get this underneath to Montgomery. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Back to throw. Fields. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with fourth down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. Fourth down, so they send out Trenton Gill. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
They'll start out here with the option left. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32.
And a lot of times, these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on third.
Converting exotic coverage.
Here's Tua. The pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Here comes Pettis on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt, and the Bears take over. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half. Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll keep pounding here with Montgomery. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears. Good push up front and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
First and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Here comes Mooney now with a jet sweep. And he stopped immediately there. Byron Jones in there to make the tackle.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Here's Fields. Completion here to Claypool. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. On first down, it's Fields. Complete to Jones. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Did not.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. That time, Bradley Chubb shooting in there for the sack. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
And this is an offense in need of getting a few good things to happen. Here's one right here. They've had their share of struggles in key moments, but that's a nice throw and nice work after the throw. And they're set up now with a first and goal.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 3 yards is the gain that time, second and goal.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Fields. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Throwing again on second down. Tua, open man is Waddle, complete. Touchdown, Dolphins. Jalen Waddle, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead is up to 18 now. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. We're glad you're with us from Soldier Field in Chicago. Third quarter here, 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Fields. That's caught by Montgomery. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Buried behind the line by Christian Wilkins.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. Jones has it, and he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. And this offense on third down today, they've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 5. To throw is Fields. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Now a first down throw, Fields. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Again, Fields. Right side, Claypool's got it. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 33. 15 yards there on the catch and run. Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And some room to work. Touchdown, Chicago. Chase Claypool, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Bears have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. So a little bit of a letdown there defensively. I mean, look, you're still 2 scores to the good, CD, but things may be a little more uncomfortable than they had hoped.
Yeah, if you kept them out of the end zone there, this game's over. You've locked the door on them. Instead, it's still open a little bit. and they've got a puncher's chance.
Santos with the extra point, and the lead is down to 11 at 28-17. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And not much on this. Oh, and miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out, and this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. And all of a sudden, we've got a ball game. They get the touchdown. Then on the kickoff, they get another touchdown, picking up the fumble, taking it to the house in just a matter of moments. 2 quick scores, Charles.
Every time we start to neglect special teams and big plays. And
now the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, nowhere to go. Here he lost the football, and this is picked up by the Bears. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown. So a big turn of events there. This defense makes the play. They return it for the score, and now they have the lead.
So much for ball security for the offense. Playing with a lead in the second half, they give the ball up, and all of a sudden they're behind.
Big-time fumble. So what can the Bears do here as they'll go for 2? That's caught at the 2. And he'll get into the end zone. So now a field goal would only tie as they've upped their lead to 3. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And not much on this one. Takes it from the 21. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get enough.
Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked up by Michael O.J. Mudia. And the Bears are going to take possession of the football. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
Now Montgomery running right. He'll take it inside the 25.
I like a guy who understands the situation. I also like a guy who you look at him and you say, that looks like a guy who knows the coach is going to say, guess what? You drop this one, you'll be carrying around a training facility for an entire week.
Maybe flashback to high school or college, carrying it around campus, right?
The old gauntlet drill, right? Anyone get the ball out while he's sitting in class and bring it back to the coach? He's in big trouble.
Back to Montgomery on second down. And he'll get a couple here down to the 22.
I like that run right there, partner. Not the flashiest run, not the one that's going to break for big yardage, but he understands the situation, and taking care of the football, paramount, and he got it done.
Nursing that slim lead, you're exactly right. Hold on to that ball. On third down, they go Montgomery. Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. 46 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Looking to throw on second down. Fields, out route, he finds his man, it's Jones. Touchdown! Velus Jones with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Bears get an important score there to extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. It's a short kick taken out beyond the 20. And he returns this to the 22. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to pass. Tua. He sets to fire deep. He's got a man. Complete. It's a big play there for Miami. 59 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. In motion, Hill. Here's Mostert. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Raheem Mostert with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Oh, I was just about to say he had missed an extra point all season, but there it is. His first miss, no good. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Dante Pettis now from his end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. After the touchdown we just saw, we have a brand new ball game. And now look at the situation. You got plenty of time on the clock. Defensively, they have 3 timeouts. So do you run the football here or do you throw it?
I think you have that full conversation with your offensive unit, and you tell them, here's the situation. They've got all their timeouts, so we are not going to play this conservatively. We've got to attack them. We've got to make them use those, gain the ground that we need in order to put this game away. If you think we're just going to run it 3 times and punt it, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, and by the way, also the 2-minute warning in play, so essentially 4 timeouts left.
They have to be aggressive here.
Six yards left on second down. They'll go to Montgomery to try to wind some clock. They find some open field here. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. 68 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. This defense, Charles, they have unraveled here in the 4th.
In a sense, it's like they're being pressed like in a basketball game, and they just can't get the ball over half court. I mean, no matter what they do, they can't get off the field. They can't slow them down. They're just going up and down the field against them. Yeah, unraveling would be a perfect word for them.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Running left, Montgomery. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. So nothing there that time, and maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't, and you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Dolphins touchdown. This game, it's been defensively oriented on both sides. So I guess it stands to reason that the play of the game comes on defense.
So it's my kind of game. You know that. Anytime we have a defensive battle. But that, as you said, it stands to reason that's the way the game tilted. Someone had to make a big play. And the way the defenses were dominating, that's exactly what we got.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Fields locates Mooney on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Fields. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
Second and 5. Now a give running right is Montgomery. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
Third down, trying to get a little bit closer. From here, the field goal would be 55 yards. Now Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
So the ball down to the 16 here for first and 10. All eyes on Fields. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's second down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
They'll look to throw. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And the Dolphins have just about sewn up this football game. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And, Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one-possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. In this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So So for Miami, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the Bears, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll get a home date next week against the Detroit Lions.